Hello and welcome everybody to Car Court, where all cars are bad until proven good. This is a spicy one today. We've got the brand new for 2022 Honda Civic, completely redesigned here for our viewing pleasure. Now, unfortunately, we are not able to talk about anything regarding price or driving dynamics, what it's like to be behind the wheel or behind the sound system of this Civic. But we're going to argue the merits of the looks, of the ethos, and what this Civic means compared to the previous generation, and come down to an agreement or no agreement on if it's a good thing or not, if this redesign is good. Before we get into that, quick recap on the last Car Court, the Nissan Armada. Despite my best efforts, you all agreed with Chris that it is a good car. Now, my actual thoughts on that vehicle, I wholeheartedly do not like it. It's probably one of the least favorite cars I've driven this year. If not the least favorite, the other one that's up there is the Nissan Rogue, so it stays in the family.
Bad mark for Nissan.
Yeah, compared to the competition, it's okay in isolation. It sounds decent. I mean, you were right that it's fairly insulated, but like, why wouldn't you just get a Yukon or an Explorer?
I wasn't thrilled. I just think it's very bland, and I think that they probably could have done more for the facelift.
Yeah, I mean, it looked decent, but what really does it provide compared to all those others?
Nothing.
Not much.
No.
Yeah. Yep. But anyway, on to the sharp new Civic. Chris, what do you think? Is the 2022 redesign worthwhile? Did they do a good job?
Yes.
Really? Okay, well, why don't you start us off?
New for 2022, the Civic is all grown up. It reminds me a lot of the Accord, and I think that that's a good thing for a car in this segment, around this price range. I think it's excellent, especially finished in Morning Mist Metallic. This has a very pretty gold undertone, and I think that it just gives this car a very, very grown-up, refined look. I think it's a big upgrade from the old model, which was a little bit too angular and a little bit childish. And that grown-up design is carried into the interior. Look at this new dashboard. It is absolutely excellent. We have this huge metal vent that goes all the way along the dash and also carries on the other side of the steering wheel. We also have a brand new 10.2-inch digital cluster, which is awesome. We have this big screen here as well with wireless Apple CarPlay, and this thing's just awesome. We also have a 12-speaker Bose audio system, which is a first for any Honda. This is the first Honda with a branded audio system, and that alone puts it bounds miles ahead of the old Civic. We also have a suite of new safety features, including radar-guided cruise control and a lane keep assist that Honda says is going to beat everything that they've done in the past. So how could you possibly say that this grown-up, stylish, smooth new Civic is a bad car? It just doesn't make any sense.
Because the Civic was a good car. It really was. And Honda got so nervous about disrupting that formula that they went cold. They got conservative. Coming around to the front, Chris likes to use the term, what did you say?
Smooth.
Mature or smooth?
Yes.
Those are journalist words for boring. The last Civic was on the cover of magazines. It stood out. It was bold. It came in that bright green lime color that you could get. This is bland. Gone is the coupe. Gone are the aggressive, unique headlights. This thing is going to be mistaken for an Accord. I can guarantee it. Not only that, in Honda's fear of innovating or making anything unique, it's the same powertrains from before. You still have a naturally aspirated 2-liter inline-4 in the base 2 models, the LX and the Sport, which doesn't make any sense to have the base motor in the Sport. And then that's not changed at all. No differences in horsepower, maybe a slight difference in MPG. And then you have returning the 1.5-liter turbo, which in the last Civic was a fine engine, but again, very, very minimal horsepower bumps. No one's probably going to actually notice it in the real world. Not only that, but they made the powertrain options worse by no more manual transmission. That's about all I'll say, because Honda CVTs have been very good in the past, but the fact that they're limiting it down, no more coupe, no more manual transmission, it shows that Honda is getting boring and they're getting scared of doing anything revolutionary. It's all just evolutionary. Bose audio system. What do people love to say about Bose? No highs, no lows, must be Bose. Honda had an excellent opportunity to bring in branded audio and do something with their, frankly, abysmal audio systems, and yet they went with Bose when almost every other brand is going with Harman Kardon or Bowers and Wilkins or Lexicon, which are all under the Harman brand, and yet we've got Bose with Honda. I'm nervous. I hope that it'll be good, but I'm nervous that going with Bose is just going to be more meh for Honda. And then the interior, again, journalist words of mature and smooth. It's boring. Look at this. It looks like an old Volkswagen. It's one big solid chunk of square and rectangle in the front, some honeycomb that they thought would be unique. It's all dark in here. I guess you have a tan headliner, so that's something. No more pizzazz. People used to buy and be interested in Civics for kind of stepping out. They didn't want a Volkswagen Jetta or a Golf. They wanted something unique and fun. This Civic has completely abandoned the concept of fun. Instead, you've got a big digital gauge cluster that is not going to provide anything to the driving experience. You've got a CVT transmission. In a segment with cars like the Hyundai Elantra that are going radical and trying to step out with cool things like digital keys, ambient lighting, unique sound systems, this Civic is quite frankly a disappointment.
Wrong.
Wrong, really.
What is Honda's main purpose in making this car? To sell it. This is going to be a very easy car to sell to the masses. It's easy on the eyes. Everything is as it should be. Bose is such a well-known audio system as well that people are going to get in this, they're going to see Bose, and they're going to think, oh wow, that's great. They've never heard of Bang & Olufsen or what Lexicon, whatever else you said. Trusty and true Bose, people are going to love it.
Everyone's moving to crossovers. The sedan is dead. I bet you this is the last generation Civic we ever see. And it's really a shame that they couldn't go out with a bang. They had to just phone in a smaller Honda Accord. Why would you buy this instead of just stepping up and getting a CR-V?
Maybe this will change things. Maybe people will really like this one, and it will change the market and nobody will buy SUVs anymore.
It'll reverse the tide, and all of a sudden people will go right back?
It'll switch the timeline.
This is Honda selling out. This is Nickelback going from hardcore, grunge, and alt-rock into making pop music because they think it's going to sell. And I mean, to Nickelback's credit, it worked for them. Maybe it'll work for Honda. But for us who care about what the Civic was, who wanted things like the Civic Sport Touring hatch with the manual and funky styling, pushing the envelope, there's no envelope pushing in this car whatsoever.
Well, first of all, Nickelback is not finished in Morning Mist Metallic, so this is a lot prettier. But also, you do still get an SI, or allegedly.
We might see it.
And allegedly a Type R as well. So that's where the enthusiast market is going. The enthusiast isn't interested in a touring model. This is for, someone who's not really interested in cars. Just something that's really, easy on the eyes, good allegedly to drive, and
well, then you raise the other point. Honda completely screwed up by making the Sport model with the base motor. So you have the Sport moniker. They even offer the HPD package that we got to see and sit in, and yet you're getting a naturally aspirated 2-liter motor with like 140, 150 horsepower and a CVT transmission. Where's the Sport in that?
Well, Sport doesn't actually mean sport. In many different manufacturers, we know this. If you want sport, you get the SI with the proper manual trans. That is the enthusiast car. That is not the purpose of any of these lower trim levels.
All right, so you're a Honda salesman. Try to sell me this car versus the Elantra and versus the Nissan Sentra.
Well, anyone that's buying this is coming from a Honda Civic already.
Ooh, I don't know. How do you capture people into the brand then?
Because the Honda Civic's been around forever and everybody knows it's a Civic, I'm gonna have another one. And this one is excellent.
I would think there are a lot of people that maybe haven't bought a new car before or haven't bought any car that used to go to a Civic. And then what reason do they have to get a Civic now? It's not cool, it's not fun. I'd rather have a Veloster, something that's spunky and neat, more practical, being a hatchback. If you want 2 doors, you park it on one side. If you want 4 doors, you park it on the other side. Hyundai knows how to do cool things. This is kind of more like the Jetta. Snooze.
One last thing I want to touch on is just the pure quality in this car. Everything you touch in the Civic feels quality. Hear those clicks? Even just down to the knobs, everything feels like it's put together properly. Even the drive mode button, which makes some cool noises, reminds me kind of an Acura MDX type thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and I mean, look at this cluster. Fully digital. You can see the car in the middle, the brakes turn on when you hit the brakes and turn signals. Cool stuff.
You know what they got rid of in the gauge cluster though, and technically I guess it wasn't the gauge cluster, it was the screen. The old Civic had the blind spot monitor where when you turn the signal on, you got to see your blind spot in the center console. They got rid of that. Yeah, you don't remember that? Yeah, you used to be able to, when you turned your blinker on in the upper level Civics before, that had the camera on the outside and it showed you your blind spot in here. So it's actually gone backward compared to the previous one. Well, what do you all think? Is Chris right? Is this a proper evolution, a growing up of the Civic that makes it just that much more desirable compared to its more juvenile counterparts in this class? Or am I right that the last Civic was a hoot? Civics have always had personality, and this Civic gives up on that. Let us know in the comments, and let us know on the poll down in the top comment or the description. You can vote for who won this week's Car Court. And stay tuned for all of our content on the 2022 Civic when we can talk about what it's like from behind the wheel. Thank you all for watching, everybody. We're Charlie and Chris from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.